Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am broadcasting from my mother-in-law's kitchen of all places. So if you hear an echo, the sound is actually probably better than what you're used to. But I have been doing travel ball. My son's been pitching. He's 15. He got a chance to pitch on the 17-year-old travel ball team, and so he's been pitching this weekend and has not allowed any runs so far, and he's pitched in 2 games. Very interesting stuff going on. Okay, I skipped yesterday, so it's amazing. In this space, you miss one day, and there's just all kinds of stuff. I'm watching my phone, and I'm just watching things go by. I'm like, wow. So this is one of the things that I had not gone over yet. This was a tweet that went out. Core developer revealing information on XRPL, XLM, Algo, XDC. And I'm not going to play a lot of this because a lot of people have already seen this. But they had put this this tokenomics chart out with this, and then I wanted to play you one of the more interesting clips from this guy. Listen to it. Now remember, R3 is the largest outside shareholder of R3 is SBI Holdings. The largest outside shareholder of Ripple is R3 Holdings. It's SBI Holdings. R3 works now with Ripple. They were in a lawsuit way back when. That was settled because the CEO of SBI Holdings brought them together and said, you two need to get along. And the settlement was over XRP and an option that R3 had on XRP. The settlement that they came to was never public, but we know it involved their ownership of XRP. And I've always made the point, these guys have a direct incentive to deploy XRP in use for all the money. And R3 is right in the middle of all this, so pay attention. Here we go. If I can hit the play here.
So I can do that real quick. Oh shoot, it won't let me share. It's all right though. But I'll just explain the concept real quick because yeah, not only can you trade on these platforms. This doesn't go just for XRP. This goes for XRP, XLM, and Algorand, and XDC. But the reason why Algorand and XDC, the opportunities aren't there as much is because they're not liquidity tokens like XRP and XLM. So the reason why liquidity tokens are important are liquidity tokens are going to be passed around almost like how typical money would be passed around.
Like all the money?
Smart contract platforms will basically be not quite hodled, but they'll hold on to it to use the technology to run their smart contracts. You see what I mean? So they're not typically going to be making payments with XDC unless they're making payments to another smart contract on the Corda platform in XDC. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to play a lot of that. I encourage you to go watch this guy's video. His name's Matty GTV. Give him a subscribe. He's apparently gotten 21,000 views on this video, so everybody kind of knows what's going on. Okay. And I wanted to play you this clip, and I'll tell you why in a second. This is another clip from it. Listen to him.
Swap. You can do like a pancake swap on the XRP exchange.
Basically. Wow. Now, the difference between pancake swap and XRP that I believe is XRP will only be a decentralized exchange for derivatives. So I'm pretty sure pancakes.
How many people have I shown you? Excuse me. How many people have I shown you who disappeared from social media? And all of them, Rachel Lee, Kendra Hill, several others, they all said that what XRP was really about was derivatives. And now you got a guy from a Corda developer. I'm assuming he works, he's a developer. I guess he works for R3. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Corda developer. XRP vet Diamonds to the Sky then sent me this. Listen to what he says about Bitcoin.
I'm about to make a world-shattering claim about Bitcoin.
World-shattering claim incoming.
I'm dead serious, and people need to clip this. People need to talk about this because I need somebody smart to help me figure out the math problem to really show people the scaling problem with this. But Basically, the general gist of it is Bitcoin can't scale past 10% of the global population because it would cost more power to generate than there is power on the planet to run the Bitcoin network. Wow. And because of the exponential scaling problem of the power consumption of Bitcoin, it will hit a brick wall where it comes down to either you're going to have the electrical infrastructure run the Bitcoin network, or it's going to run everything else, because it's not going to be able to run both because it's an exponential scaling problem. And you can see the problem play out now. Less than 0.01% of the global population even talks about Bitcoin or even owns Bitcoin, yet it literally consumes a little less than 1% of the global energy consumption. If you scale that up, and it scales exponentially, a little less than 1% of the global use case using Bitcoin would end up being around a little under 8% of the total amount of energy that the entire world would produce. And if it went up to, so if you had the entire 10%, if you had 10% of the entire global population use Bitcoin, it would cost over 50% of all the energy outputted by the entire planet to run that 10%, or to run that the Bitcoin network for that 10% of the population that's using it.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's an exponential scaling problem, and people get all upset about it because they're like, oh, well, all these other systems use all this other energy, and it's like the Bitcoin network has it's an exponential energy scaling problem, and it's going to break at some point. And we saw this on Iran. Iran had power outages because the electrical infrastructure couldn't handle the Bitcoin miners mining how much power that it was. Imagine, it's almost like this. Imagine trying to run too much power out of your house and you blow a fuse. Well, imagine doing that on an exponential scale, because the Bitcoin network requires more and more and more power to run the same network for the same amount of quality that you're getting out of the network. And if anything, it gets worse because the network gets crowded and slow, causing the power usage to go through the frame. It's insane. Yeah. And yeah, people need to talk about this. And I'm trying to figure out the math on this because it's not too hard, but I want to really show
Now, I want to apologize for showing you that clip, because the cancel culture on social media told us and has said to me for a long time that I'm not allowed to talk bad about Bitcoin, because if you talk, what's good for Bitcoin is what's good for crypto. However, I disagree, and I don't listen to cancel culture. And so I beat to my own drum, and I believe that the truth will set you free. And so I focus on telling the truth, and I believe eventually the cream rises to the top and the truth sets you free. And that's why, even though I was talking about all these things that were true, even though some people didn't want to hear them, I was talking about these things that were true about Bitcoin for over a year, probably, at least, while I was catching all kinds of criticism. And now I see some of those same criticizers out there talking down Bitcoin. But that's what's called being a leader or being a sheep. I was taught by my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, to go your own way, to do your own thing. And as long as you're doing what's right and honest, everything will work out. So, yeah, Bitcoin's a pile of garbage. I've been saying it for a long time, and everybody knows it. Now, so is Dogcoin, by the way. This is an article from the other day where Stuart Alderati, Ripple's general counsel, was being interviewed. And this clip out of it was the most interesting part. And he makes a great point. How did we get through the looking glass where Coinbase is comfortable listing Dogcoin, but somehow they're not comfortable listing XRP, the third largest digital asset by market volume that's been in existence for 8 years, that's traded globally because of the SEC suit? This is the regulatory morass we're in. That regulatory morass, I think, is resulting in a kind of bizarre or perverse outcomes, okay? I believe that the reason you're seeing what he's saying right here is one of two things. I keep telling you, it's one of two. And that is either this is a political hit job on Ripple to hold XRP back temporarily, or everything you're watching is a movie. What it is not is the SEC, quote, protecting investors, because I think they quit trying to do that a long time ago. I think they became a political organization. Ian Northing sent me this. Breaking news, a senior U.S. Federal Reserve official has called Tether's USDT stablecoin a risk to the stability of the financial system. Now, if you are watching a movie, I can promise you that Tether is in the movie. And finally, I wanted to show you this because this is huge, okay? This is from Baba Suggs. Goldman Sachs XRP, January 13th. Okay, here's the document. This is Insight Goldman Sachs Consumer and Wealth Management. Digital assets beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. And I think they're looking directly at Bitcoin here. Okay, now this, the other day, remember, the other day we showed you the document where the World Economic Forum, what were the digital assets that they outlined in the World Economic Forum? They said XRP, XLM, Algorand, Solana. They had CeeLo on there. They had Cardano on there. They had XDC on there, I believe. That's 7. I think those were the 7 that they had. Now, this is what Goldman Sachs has been telling you. And Charles Hoskinson, who is, in my opinion, one of the most honest people in this space, that's a significant player in this game, he's told you this 1,000 times. Next generation decentralized platforms, blockchain technology has continued to evolve and several high impact innovations have been introduced. What's the first one they named? Ripple, Algorand, Solana, Polkadot, which I have not looked into, Definity, Internet Computer. I've got my eyes on this just because it popped up on CoinMarketCap out of nowhere and just shot up, and it's just sitting up there. Notice how they put Ethereum 2.0 way down the list. I think that's because there are so many uncertainties around Ethereum 2.0. And then Hyperledger and Quarter are other permissioned. Now, there's something else that was missed by some people in this document, and that's this. I said nothing happens in the world of finance without JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs knows. This was in the Goldman Sachs report. Of the 3 roles that Bitcoin was purported to play in the real world, we believe that none has materialized. None, folks. June 2021 is when this report came out. Get it? Got it? Does my son need to draw you a picture? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that it was never Bitcoin, and Goldman knows.